Hi Year 2, it's Aisha again. So this is our first science video and we are going to be looking at living, dead or never alive. Okay, so I'm alive, we're all alive. I want you to put your thinking caps on and try and think about the answer to this question. What do we do that lets us know we are alive? Have a think about that, pause the video and then come back. Okay, so the things that animals do, including humans, they do these things. These things are called life processes. So all living things do certain things to stay alive. And plants do as well, but they do them in different ways to animals. So I want you to have a think about if you can remember the things, thinking about Mrs. Gran and the life processes. And if you can't, don't worry, we're going to go through them now. So a way to help us remember the life processes, the things that animals and living things do, so animals and plants, is to think of Mrs. Gran. So the M stands for movement, the R stands for respiration, the S stands for sensitivity, the G stands for growth, R stands for reproduction, E stands for excretion, N stands for nutrition. Now there's quite a few words there that you might not know the meaning of. I want you to have a think if you know what any of them mean before I carry on and tell you what they mean. Have a think, put your thinking caps on. Do you know what any of these words mean? Movement. All living things move. Animals move around to get from place to place, and plants grow and turn towards the light. A hare or rabbit runs to escape danger, and a sunflower moves to turn its face towards the sun. So there's two examples of how an animal or plant moves. Respiration. All living things respire. Plants and animals use oxygen in the air to turn the food they eat into energy. So respire is like breathing, using oxygen in the air to turn the food they eat into energy. Some examples of respiration. Mammals breathe through their mouths and noses, and plants take in and give out gases through their leaves. Sensitivity. All living things are sensitive, so everything living can detect changes in their surroundings. That might be temperature or light or dark or things like that. Animals use their senses to see, hear, taste, touch and smell the world around them. And plants can also detect changes in the environment. So there's some plants that this one, the mimosa plant, this picture here, curls up when you touch it. And there's other plants that when it's dark, they also curl up their leaves, so they're sensitive to their surroundings. G for growth. All living things grow. So animals grow from babies to adults. Think about yourselves, think about other animals that you see around, and you know that they start off as babies and then grow into adults. And seeds also grow into plants, so they start off as a seed and then they grow, and even when they turn into a plant they carry on growing towards the sun. So that's growth. Some examples of growth. Here's a picture on the left hand side, and that is an ocean molar. And this animal started life as an egg, not much bigger than a full stop. So you all know the size of a full stop, that's quite tiny. And it will grow to weigh about 1,000 kilograms. That's about the same size as a large bull. Now, some of you, if you want to know what 1,000 kilograms might feel like, you could ask your adult and see if there's any bags of sugar or anything in the cupboard. And that weighs about 2 kilograms. So you can have a feel of that and then think, if this is 2,000 kilograms, I wonder what 1,000 kilograms would feel like. I think it would be very heavy. And then on the right hand side, there's pictures of bamboo. So bamboo can grow up to 3 centimetres every hour. Now, measurement was the maths that you should have all done last week. So you should all know what 3 centimetres looks like. So that grows 3 centimetres every hour, which is pretty amazing. The R is for reproduction, so all living things can reproduce, which means animals have young, have babies, and plants produce seeds from which more plants can grow. So here we have a wolf spider, which has her babies on her back. So if you look at the picture there, all those little dots that you can see are all her babies. And on the right, we've got some seeds, and they contain a tiny miniature plant ready to grow out of the seed. E is for excretion, so waste products are removed from your body. And then we have both plants and animals have to get rid of excess gas and water. So what they're talking about there is things like going for a wee or going for a poo. So I've got a question here for you. How do you get rid of waste products from your body? There's a clue if you look at the picture. And leftover gases and water leave plants through their leaves. So there's a way that plants also get rid of gas and water. And the last life process to talk about is nutrition. So all living things need nutrition. So food is eaten to provide energy to live. So if you think about the human body and us, we eat food, don't we, for energy? And green plants make their own food using sunlight. Some examples of how animals and plants get nutrition is some animals eat plants and some eat other animals. Bears eat both, like people. Again, we learnt about carnivores, herbivores and omnivores last week, so I hope you know lots about that. And green plants make their own food using the energy from the sun. So remember, if something is living, it will do all of those processes. And if it is not living, it doesn't do those processes. So here on the screen are some pictures of different things. We've got a bee, a bicycle, a basketball, mushrooms, a cake, a fox, a key, a crab, a monkey, a car, a laptop and a plant. I would like you to pause the video and get some paper and pen and try and sort these things into which of these things are living, thinking about those processes, which are not living, and then come back and press play. If you sorted them like this, then well done. Pause the video and have a check. I've got all the living things together and all the non-living things together. Living or not. So living things have life processes, those things we went through. They need food, water and air to stay alive. They can sense changes in the environment. They can move, grow and reproduce. And non-living things can be things that were once living or part of a living thing, or they can be things that have never been alive. Now I know that sounds a bit tricky, but we're going to go through it in a minute. They don't need food, water or air, and they cannot reproduce. Now we're going to look at dead or never alive. So many non-living things have never been alive, like a bicycle, for example, but some of them were once part of a living plant or animal. So, for example, if I had a banana, it was once living when it was on a banana tree, but when I get the banana from my supermarket, it's not living anymore. So that would be dead because it was once alive, and never alive would be a bicycle. What I want you to do here is look at these pictures, pause the video, and again sort them into dead or never alive. So I think that's an apple, a clock, a bag of flour, a fossil. a frying pan, some leaves, some Lego, a bit of meat, a statue, a brick, some flowers and a spanner. I hope you got on with that okay. So these things here are never alive. The clock, the pan, the Lego, statue, brick and spanner. Things made of materials like metal, rock, plastic, glass and sand have never been part of a living thing. And here we have the things that are dead. So we've got the apple, the bag of flour, the fossil, the bit of meat, flowers and leaves. All of these things are non-living, but they used to be part of a living thing. So as a challenge, can you think of which living thing they were part of? So where did the apple come from? The flower, a fossil, the bit of meat, flowers and leaves. Well done if you got those things right. There was a lot of information in this video, so you may need to go back and watch it again, pause the video. You might even want to write down the life processes on some paper and speak to your adult about it if you've got any questions. But make sure you do that, because then what I would like you to do is there is this sheet that is now on the screen on the website for you to look at, to print, or you can just draw it up on a piece of paper. And what I would like you to do is draw 3 things. So something that is dead, never alive, and living. And then I want you to give the reasons why you think it is dead, alive, or never alive. And please make sure you email me a picture or post it on Seesaw so Claire and I can have a look at all the great learning you're doing. There are lots of videos this week, so please make sure that get your adult, or make sure you ask to look at the newsletter for year 2 for this week, and it has all the activities you should be doing each day with all the video links and all of the sheets. I hope you are all well, and I would really look forward to seeing lots of your work so I can see what you've been up to. And I will see you in one of the other videos. Bye.